Hello and a very warm welcome to CX Cube. Today I'm excited to talk to Simon, who is driving our global go-to-market for Sales and Service Cloud. Simon, thank you so much for joining. How are you doing today?
Hi Sven, I'm also very excited to be in your show today and to discuss about our new SAP Sales Cloud. I think we have some really exciting news to share with our new cloud native architecture, all microservice based. I'm feeling energized and let's just jump right into your questions. Back to you.
Wonderful. Before you walk us through the intelligent Sales Cloud, let me ask you 3 short questions. First, why has SAP invested in Sales Cloud version 2 and what are the key differentiators compared to other solutions in the market?
This is a very good question. I really like that one. Let me explain it like that. So CRM has always been an integral part of the SAP strategy. But on the other hand side, also, when you're looking at all the cloud-based CRM vendors in the market right now, their architectures are quite dated, to say the least. When we compare it with something that we are interacting every day with, most of the platforms, first generation cloud-based platforms for CRM vendors, are now 17 years old. That means since then there has not been any fundamental architecture change in it. 2007, which is now 17 years ago, 2007 in late in the year, the iPhone 1 came out. 1 month before this was the last update for most of the CRM vendors out there for their CRM cloud architecture. Since then, quite a lot of things have happened on the mobile side front, right? We have completely new processors, chips in their cameras. So we have possibilities that we never had in the past because the technology was not as evolved. Now, this is the same thing what we basically did now with our new Intelligent Sales Cloud. We have completely, fundamentally re-architectured the technology that is below our solution. We have brought this to a microservice architecture, which means this brings us to a performance speed that has never been seen in any enterprise software in the CRM market. It is 18 times faster than most of the other things that you can see in the CRM market. We have the latest UI technology, right, with Angular components that we put on top. So SAP can look very, very pretty. And our Intelligent Sales Cloud can really nicely show you how users really love our user experience. Also, when you look at the whole business AI topic, AI is a massive topic at the moment, and we are just in the starting of this, or the whole industry is just in the starting for the whole business AI technology. We as SAP have invested for a long time already now in predictive AI capabilities. The problem here was that you always had to have a lot of data behind it to make really sense out of the data and train the models and everything, right? Now with the new generative AI topics, right, with the large language models, we basically can immediately leverage the technology that is now there and directly get kickstarted with it. And SAP has already released the first generative AI use cases that are deeply baked into the process, right? So you don't need to go and buy 5 other solutions to get this generative AI. It is in the solution, directly in the business process. For example, you can create a prospecting email from an opportunity where directly you see all of the information on this opportunity, like which products are in there, the customer, and then the large language models basically, or generative AI, is drafting us an email in 3 seconds, which we can then refine, make it a little more casual or a little bit more strict, shorter, longer, and so on. So we can configure this basically directly on the fly, and then we can send it out. Just think about, instead of 30 minutes for such an email, we are using 3 seconds. And then, of course, you can still refine the email and make it better and smoother and give it also your touch. But then you are much more efficient with the solution. And this is technology that's only available nowadays, right? That was not available 17 years ago. Also, when you're looking in the CRM market, in terms of differentiators. Nowadays it is not necessary anymore to have these downtimes. With our intelligent sales and service cloud, we have near zero downtime. So there is almost no downtime with it, because each of the microservices, they run independently, right? Which makes it a very fast, very robust solution that doesn't need any downtimes, right? All of the time we can update the microservices while the solution is still running. So just think about a service center, but 24/7 service center. It's not possible that you go down with this, right? You have to be always available for your customers to provide them a great customer experience. Those are the differentiators for our solution and the new technology that's below, alongside, of course, with the deep integration that we are providing out of the box from SAP into our S4 or digital core backend. And this is maintained by SAP and always brought to the latest level whenever there's something changing in S4, whenever there's something changing in our intelligent sales cloud. We are updating it and keep the flows, that's how we call this integration flows, up to date for our customers, so they don't have to invest and they can keep a low TCO.
All right. Secondly, when you talk to customers, what are their major reasons for choosing Sales Cloud in combination with S/4HANA? Which solution capabilities are most appreciated by them as they deliver significant business value?
That's another very good question, Sven. So SAP has a very, very large install base when it comes to S/4HANA, ECC, so in general our ERP digital core. For all of our customers, we wanted to make it as easy as possible and as smooth as possible to connect the lead to a cash process. Meaning, when you are in the S4, then you typically are having your quote, you're creating an order, you're creating an invoice, deliveries, and so on and so forth. But this is not where a sales process starts, right? We start with the marketing or finding prospects, then nurturing the lead, going into an opportunity, from the opportunity creating a quote. This quote then needs to get pricing. The pricing logic typically sits in S4. So we are directly integrating to the backend, to the S4, to get this information from there. So from the quote or from the order, we can basically leverage the whole pricing logic that is in S4. We can leverage the ATP check. We leverage the delivery time, the credit check, right? So all of this information is out of the box integrated. So the sales representatives will always, even when they're using the Salesforce automation tool, they will always be up to date on what is happening also in the backend, right? This is one fundamental part where the integration between the S4 and our intelligent sales cloud is extremely important. What also our solution brings is a lot of intelligence, generative AI, machine learning that really accelerates the process of Salesforce automation, right? And just also think about the integration from a master data perspective. You have all your master data in S4, and when you are setting up the Sales Cloud, the Intelligent Sales Cloud, you basically push over all of your master data. But we go much further than that. Like I just mentioned, we also do operational data process integration, pricing, order creation, ATP checks, and so on and so forth. So there's really a deep integration between our Intelligent Sales Cloud and S4. So it's a needless, seamless process.
And finally, how can customers implement the new solution? Where should they start? Are there any best practices you can share with the audience?
Best practices. Yes, absolutely, we do have them. So when you look at, we have a few different angles to look at best practices. One is integration. From an integration perspective, we have this so-called iFlows. It's packaged integration between Sales Cloud and our S4HANA or ECC at the end of the day. That means all of the APIs are developed already, right? You just have to connect both sides, the Sales Cloud and the S4HANA. In the middle you connect it, but the APIs, they are maintained, they are developed. So that will mean that you are having a very low TCO of integrating the solution. It's a very seamless process. That is from an integration perspective. Then when we talk about the implementation, you have either you have your S4HANA already or you're starting with the Sales Cloud first, both is possible. then you're basically looking into how do I implement this. SAP has a services team that has so-called implementation services where they help you to go live as fast as possible, right? They are all very trained and very skilled on first analyzing what is your processes, how do we have to adjust the system so that it works perfectly for you, and then how to integrate it. Yeah? So you are completely guided by our SAP consulting or SAP services. On top of that, we have a large variety of partners that are focusing exactly on this business. Many of them are focus partners just for Intelligent Sales and Service Cloud. They know exactly by heart how to implement it. Some of them even have fixed price, fixed scope projects and packages at the end of the day. And some of them are also very knowledgeable in the S4HANA side. So basically, we have many partners that do both Sales and Service Cloud and S4HANA, and that they know also how to connect it. So with SAP, you have all the possibilities that you want. And from an implementation perspective, so how to go live, basically, we have these key user tools in our solution and guided processes that really will help you to go live with the solution in a very short time frame. Also, the new platform actually helps administrators to go live faster, or also the consultants, because you always have a very good response time. The performance is very good. And this has been very clunky in some of the other CRM solutions when you go to the back end. And here the back end looks as pretty as the front end. So it's very easy to implement it.
Now, after talking about the solution and the new user experience that we have with it, the deep integration that we have with also the backend solutions, as well as also talking about how speedy the solution is, also how fast really the performance of this new microservice architecture is, I also want to show it to you in the system. And for that, let me quickly kickstart here in the solution directly. I have my username and password in already. I'm doing a live demo now, and when I click on sign in, first of all, what I do see is a rocket flying up in the sky. So is that motivating you right in the beginning? For me, it always makes a trick. Then when you're in there, it takes only milliseconds. You basically see all your most important KPIs, your leads, your opportunities, your activities that you have to do, your appointments that are upcoming. Now, when we look at also a little bit more of the speed and user experience, I'm going to my guided selling. Nowadays, a solution in the Salesforce automation space should not be only a solution where you put in leads and opportunities to report it to your managers. No, you should, in a new area of CRM where we are right now, you should be able to leverage the system. You should be wanting to leverage the system because it gives you insights about your opportunities, your leads, your accounts, so that you can make more money at the end of the day. And this is something that incentivizes the sales representatives, no? So when I'm going in here, I see all my opportunities, for example. But I do not only see all of them in one place, I also see which of them are already in an advanced stage, like the decision phase. Now, when I hover over them, I see there is also a machine learning scoring behind it that here is telling us 75%. Or 75 points out of 100. So it's very likely that we'll make this opportunity. So I would rather concentrate on this one than one that has only 50 points. So when we are now hovering over it, we also see why is it that this opportunity has a very high chance of success. And when we are hovering over another one, we see that there's other factors that are influencing this one. What you also see here is these are all my opportunities, right? You can now also look into all opportunities. I'm just doing that to show you the speed of the solution. And I'm setting the bar very high on purpose so that you really can see how I'm trusting this system to be performant. When you look at the opportunities here, we have 801 opportunities right now. That's all of mine. Now, I also do have access to all opportunities. And I'm clicking right now. A few milliseconds later, I have 15,000 opportunities here in my pipeline, all in this list. And when you're scrolling down, you see they're all down here, right? And that all in milliseconds. So this is a new era of CRM solution here that is completely microservice based. That's why we can get this speed here that we are seeing. Also then, when we think this opportunity will make it, we can move it to the closing or move it back in case we are not so confident about it. We can always filter from up here. What you can also do is, this is for example a great customer of ours, directly click on them and see insights not only from the CRM now. We are seeing insights now from our customer platform, right? So basically our CDP will now show us all the information about this client, not only from sales and service, but also from S4. We are seeing information from the commerce shop. Maybe there is an abandoned shopping cart, hopefully only because the food was ready, maybe also because they found a better offer. So you will see all of this kind of information from our customer data platform on the right side and rated as well. At any point in time, you'll have the timeline as well, where you see everything related to this specific account. You can, for example, filter for opportunities. There's quite a lot of them, and it all goes in a split second. Now, I can also jump directly in the account and see some more details, recent notes, key metrics also that can come not only from Sales and Service Cloud here, but they can also come from the backend, from our S4 ECC at the end of the day. Right, recent invoices, credit limit check, right? This is all things that come out of the box directly from the backend. Also, I can see the contacts from this account that are very engaged with us. So everywhere in the system, you will see little numbers. These little numbers are machine learning scoring, like for example, for a lead score, which lead should I focus on because we'll most probably make this lead based on certain factors, right? Opportunity scoring, or in this case here, we have a HAC ranking. HAC ranking is showing us how often are these customers engaging with us. Are they sending a lot of emails to us? Are they very positive? Are they doing a lot of appointments, visits with us, phone calls, right? Are they also are they canceling the appointments? So maybe they're not so interested. And we're also looking into Outlook to see all the engagements, because in the B2B, typically 65% of the sales process do happen outside of the CRM system. So this is the HAC ranking, which I'll look into with you in a little bit further. We have also embedded a lot of new generative AI features in our solution. For example, we have the account Synopsis, right? Here we can see everything that is known in the large language models can be summarized very quickly for us here, and you can decide which paragraphs you want to see. Also, let's get rid of this navigation bar here so we have more space. So for example, there is an overview of this account. So it goes basically in the large language model. We are currently using OpenAI through the Microsoft Azure services, so the private services that obviously we have to pay for, because then we are not exposing any of our data to their systems for further training. It will all be private data, right? And then when we are behind the firewall, we add this with our private large language models within SAP, and then we are making sense out of it. For example, here, this is all from the large language models out there. We see the customer situation, competitive landscape of this client. We also can see the business strategies and so on and so forth, right? All summarized very quickly here. When you're now in a lead, which also I can quickly show you. In a lead, you have a little bit more information, right? Here we see, there's a lead, it's a scoring of 11. We also see the timeline, how it was moving and how the scoring was changing over time. Here's all my guided execution, right? So that's the typical setup of a lead. Now we have a lead booster here. Here, this is also generative AI. And here we are not also only looking into the prospect or the customer. We're also looking into which products are assigned to this lead. Meaning if there is a certain product assigned to this lead, then we'll check, basically we'll write here, how will we win this client over with our products here? If you're also maintaining a competitor, then it will also give you recommendations here based on generative AI. How can we sell this product to this customer, and knowing that we are competing with a certain competitor? What is also very, very cool, you can, of course, at any point in time, just convert the opportunity. If we are, let's say that's a 20,000 opportunity, save and open, and the opportunity is immediately opening here, right? So it also goes in a very quick time, basically, for us. But for now, I want to go into, we see there is some confetti coming down because we won this lead. But for now, what I want to do is going into one opportunity that I know has some good data. This here, for example, is the AK03. Here we see it's also one already. There's a guided execution that you see here. You also see all of the activities that have happened. We see the timeline related to this opportunity, so everything that happened in this opportunity. And I want to show you also some very amazing generative AI feature right now. So coming back to here, we see that there's some activities that we have had. You can also see this in a timeline, of course, and go a little further so that you can directly navigate to them. But what I want to do right now is basically clicking on this plus and sending an email to this specific customer now, including the products which I just mentioned in the leads, including the products that we want to sell at this customer. So we basically create a prospect email, a customer email, showing them why should you buy our solutions, our products versus other products. And natively here in the process, we basically have prompts, right? Where we say product proposal email now. The style could be casual or neutral formal. Let's see what comes out if I just press the button here. Now we are using the large language models to create the whole email that we can send out then to the customers directly. It takes about 1 to 5 seconds, and you see it all context sensitive now. Product, prospect information, your name, the products that are in this opportunity. But now we know that we have seen this customer a little more times already. We have been in the brewery together maybe, and we know the customer doesn't have much time. So let's just change the way we are reaching out to the customer. Again, this is something that the large language model gives you now based on all the information it has. But on top of that, we always want a human interaction. So if I see this now, I can say apply. Okay, it's in there, but I still want to give it my own touch, right? But instead of spending 30 minutes on creating this email and showing the customer what all are the differentiators, why should they buy our solution versus other solutions or products, I basically use 3 seconds to generate this automatically, maybe 5 minutes to refine it, and then directly send it out, right? So instead of 30 minutes, I use 5 minutes in total. That is some really amazing feature that our solution has, right? And at the end of every opportunity, you of course get a little badge that you are honored for having closed this opportunity. A few other things that we have is stuff like a pipeline flow, where you see in the beginning of the year, how many opportunities do you have at the end of the year, but what happens in between. So you can always see when you click on them, where did they go? So from the committed ones, a few are unchanged and a few have regressed, right? And you directly see which ones are those. I just want to show you a little bit how the solution reacts and what kind of features we have here. We have only like 10 minutes, so it's gonna be scratching just the surface, the tip of the iceberg, but just wanted to show you a few of the things. What I think is a very important feature also is this hug ranking, where we basically see how good is this customers engaging with us. So how many emails are we sending back, and so on, meetings, and how many calls are scheduled with this client, and so on, right? And you can also see what is my most important customer now here, and who is the most important contact. So Emma Palmer and Joe Will, they are very important for us, 67%. So let's dig into those a little bit, because we want to sell something at this customer. So now I'm in Emma Palmer now, and I see what happened here. So the engagement really went up. So we are in a good position here. But how do I engage now with them? I can now click on colleagues that are associated with this person. And we see that Adrian Chase, one of my colleagues, has a very high engagement score with Emma Palmer, meaning he can help us. I might pull him into an opportunity, and he can help us really to get engaged, so get in contact with this person and get a positive, nice introduction. So this is just from a high level. I wanted to show you how the solution reacts. So it's on the latest UI technology with Angular components. You can also see that everything goes very quickly here. Then we also saw this click to go from 800 opportunities to 15,000 opportunities. This is very, very quick as well. So you see the performance is absolutely amazing. We also don't really have downtimes with this anymore. Since it's built on this microservice architecture, we have pretty much zero downtime. We don't have to go off the network to bring in new features for our customers. So it's all very fast, beautiful, AI, intelligent. We have intelligence everywhere in the process. We see this little icons here, where always we see that it is a great opportunity to follow up on. And also these generative AI features, either summarizing features for an account, contact, lead, or to create an email in a few seconds instead of a long time that I typically would take for that. So with that, the solution really helps me to get to the next stage, get to the next level of being efficient and effective as a sales representative. So if you're interested in more of that, we have a lot of videos that we can share with you, but also we can make an appointment so that you can see more about that and our pre-sales can introduce it to you.
Welcome to the world of SAP Intelligent CX. Our comprehensive suite of applications seamlessly integrates front-end and back-end systems, providing a unified and streamlined approach to managing customer interactions. We incorporate artificial intelligence that allows your team to work smarter and faster, and our industry-tailored use cases and partner ecosystem empowers organizations to deliver extraordinary experiences, build lasting relationships, and drive sustainable growth. Our composable SAP Customer Experience Suite enables leading brands to understand and protect customer data, increase lifetime value with personalized journeys, close more business faster, drive consistently profitable commerce outcomes, and deliver automated and agent-assisted service. Learn how you can deliver extraordinary customer experiences. Visit sap.com/cx.